Hi, I'm Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Jen, and welcome to Jen's on the Reel. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. And since you're listening right now, please subscribe and like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook and also on YouTube. And eventually we'll have other platforms, but we're working on that. We're not that tech savvy. And today we have the honor and privilege to have another Jen Gomez. And Jen Gomez, she has been our friend for so long. And as a matter of fact, this show originally, with a different name, included her. And now we're here and we have her and we're excited to have her and for us to talk about friendships and how our friendship started since we've been here for so long as friends, and it's still successful. We have a successful friendship, I like to say. And,
Sure.
and we'll push on that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Jen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm
you
super
excited?
excited to be with you guys today.
I need to add something. So our original name was Jen to the third power.
Yep.
Which is a mathematical thing. If you don't know, ChatGPT it. But we were Jen to the third power, 3 Jen, just in case you guys didn't get it.
Yep. And, one thing or another, I think it was during COVID. If I remember, I was looking back, it was like during COVID or right before
No.
During COVID.
During COVID, we decided to get that started. And we did a few of them, but it's so hard to kind of coordinate time frame. And I think it's important to know that, that is in essence everything that happens with everybody that's an adult in friendship, right? So like you'll try to coordinate a time to be with somebody. And in our case, it was the podcast at that moment. But even in general, we have those situations. But every once in a while, we do have the ability to meet, and, back then we couldn't commit to the podcast. Neither one of us, to be very honest.
Neither
with
one
you.
of us.
And then now we started again. And only reason why she's not around is because she travels a lot. So it is hard to get her in, but you might see her a little bit more often from now on.
And she does live in Miami half the time, and the other half,
In the Keys.
she's a Keys girl.
We always joke around, and my husband just did recently. He said, just adopt us, Jen. Just take us with you. We'll travel to the Keys and do everything with you.
And that's what I love, is being able to bring everybody together, And for so many years, I feel like I was always the one reaching out and, hey, come over. Hey, there's a party. Hey, there's an event. Hey, let's have breakfast, But that has diminished throughout the years, you know? And those relationships, people are kind of dying out on the fact that people are not reaching out anymore. And just because that person didn't reach out to you, why aren't you reaching out to them?
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I feel like, most people feel, I reach out to them all the time, they should reach out to me. So you start getting a little bit bitter about this stuff, and I think in general, it comes from you. The essence comes from you. You want to see somebody, just invite them. You know what I mean? And I know sometimes they don't show up.
Yeah.
No, and I get it. People get busy, and we're like in the same industry.
Yeah.
And we get busy, but I know Jen Gomez, this one, is very good, even with her busy schedule, because even though she lives at the Keys, she does work. She makes it a point always, like,
bring people together.
Yeah, we'll have breakfast or lunch together. It's not all the time, but we do it. And I feel like that's so important nowadays. And as you get older, friendships you don't go to the friend that you call and you talk to every day. Because imagine you have kids, a husband, family. There's so much going on. So I feel when it comes to friendship, you shouldn't be tit for tat.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I reached out this time. I'm not going to call her unless she calls me. Like,
I mean, how many times did we plan to get together?
Okay. For our birthdays.
Yeah, for our birthday. And we would, for years, we would say we would do something together for our birthdays, because we're not just Jen's, all of us, but our birthdays are very close together. She's August 28th. And September 23rd.
Yes.
And I'm September 12th, so mine's coming up.
Yeah, her next.
And, so we're all really close together in birthdays, and we're always saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And just recently, finally, the one that's busiest said, I booked this at the Fontainebleau, and
Spa day for our 3.
And we were just like, let's do it.
Now it's a
our time.
tradition.
Yeah, now it's a thing. It's a tradition.
It's a tradition. Now it's a tradition. Now we're going to do that every year.
So now we're creating traditions. I do want to touch on the past. Like, we're going to target Jen Gomez. So how did you meet Jen?
Okay, I met Jen Gomez at an open house through another friend of ours, Erica. And that's how we met. And then from that day, it just clicked.
We had chemistry together.
We did. We have so much chemistry. It just clicked. And I'm okay. And funny fun fact. Maybe not so much now, but I used to confuse them.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to think they were the same person and they had the same name. So I would go to events and I would run into her and say hi to her because she was with David. You weren't with David at the time. No, you weren't with David at the time.
No, at that time I would go by myself.
She wasn't even with David at that time. And I would run into her and her name was Jenn. Then I would run into her and her name was Jenn. And I thought they were the same people because they had like the same color hair at that time.
There's
and
the face.
They kind of looked alike. And then I was like, did you change?
I had my hair dark in that time.
Yeah.
That's true. That's when I went back to my natural dark brown hair color. And Jenn and David had just gotten engaged. And his cousin sees me at an event and is like, oh, congratulations on the wedding. And I'm like, no, that's not me. But
and I had during that time frame, I actually went kind of blonde too. So it was like we've been on we gotta be opposites in color in order for people to differentiate us.
No, and I remember this one time I saw you both at the same event, and I was like, "Did you change?" Like I was so confused, and then the same name, and then I think that was a day that I had the aha moment. Oh, they're two different people.
Yes. No, and we get that a lot.
Yeah,
we do get that a lot. I mean, I've been in situations where I make it to an event, but apparently there was an event on the same day somewhere else that she was in. And the person that I bump into was in that event and then now in the event that I was in. And he's like, oh, hey, nice to see you again. I didn't know you were coming to this event too. And I'm like, no, I think you're talking about the other Jenn. And sure enough, so it's.
And I don't even think you guys knew each other at that time.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
We were in the same company and we actually went to, right? Okay, you say it.
So we had met, what was it? It was
a Live for Bella ball.
That's what
event.
it was. Yeah, a Live for Bella event. It was a charity event. It was a gala.
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
Yeah,
her dress was like off the chain. She had this gorgeous white dress with
yes,
and
that's
it was
right.
just like so impacting, and we were all sitting at the same table together with all these prestigious, names around us and people. And
you were there with your husband.
Yeah,
I was there with my husband at the time.
Yeah,
so it was before, like
way before David.
It wasn't even a thought. And then.
We hit it off too. It was
honestly, I didn't think we looked alike when we were in that time frame for some. I don't know what happened.
It's funny. I look at you guys now. I don't think you look alike, but I don't know what it was. It wasn't the color, the hair, the shape of the face, maybe
social media in those moments that we were just like in the same events, same activities, and we've grown together in such a way because of our businesses, right? But then also on a friendship level, and that connection and coming together all the time. We started looking like each other at some point. I don't know what it is.
No, the funny thing is that our ages are very different too.
Yeah.
Like, we're like
7 8 years apart.
Yeah.
We scatter a few years.
Yeah.
We do.
Jenn, we got closer. And I think maybe even with you, it was during Vegas.
Oh, our trip.
Our Vegas trip.
Vegas trip.
That was fun.
We did twice.
Yes.
We did 2 Vegas trips.
Did 2 Vegas
And you know what? When you travel together, it just makes a
you
different bond.
Gives you a
And even in the industry, the people that we ended up traveling with on some of those conventions and stuff like that, because we went for a purpose. We went for, real estate convention. We got to interact and we got to have fun together. Yeah. And, when you start, getting on different levels with people, then you really start seeing the true and transparency of one another. And we just have created this bond that's so beautiful. And it's something that as over 10 years of having this friendship. I mean, over 10 years, right? A decade, guys.
It's been over 10 years,
we have grown in so many different ways, both, professionally, our values, our families have grown. We've interacted, our activities together.
We've grown up to adults.
We've been through shit together.
We went on, listen, and even not consciously, we were in Los Angeles at the same time for Christmas. We spent New Year's together.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's how crazy.
Like 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Like, was it, oh my God, 2 years already?
And every time we went on a trip, like Jenn was either in
parallel
DC or somewhere else, and then we were in California, and we're like, we had to do this.
We have to do more trips. That includes you, because I have Jenn for the New World.
The New World,
we gotta do a trip with
a dance trip.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to Napa, guys.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm super down.
Yes, we're gonna get
because I love wine, guys. I'm like a wine connoisseur. That's why.
Yes.
So I'm
and Marcel. We got to bring him into that one. He is.
Yeah, he's our sommelier.
I didn't even know that was a word. I'm not very
she taught me
with the whole thing.
In Los Angeles, while we were going, they were doing like the whole vineyard thing.
Yeah, we did the whole wine trip thing. Yeah. But yeah, definitely a trip coming for sure. That's in the books.
Dude, we have so many pictures.
Yeah.
Almost every single year we take a picture together. Every time
we're in all shapes and sizes.
Yes, indeed. We've
seriously all shapes and sizes. We're supposed to take one today too.
Yes.
I know you guys are having a lot of fun, but we have to mention our sponsors. Our sponsors for this show are the Kurz team and New World Title, and we deliver results on everything real estate. But yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can add these images so you guys can see the coming along from.
Yeah, because of course,
Jen.
every time we're together, we have to take a picture. Three Jenn.
It's power.
It's like a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope this goes on for a very long time. I really do. I think that's the.
Oh yeah, you guys are stuck with me for life. Sorry.
I even mentioned the possibility of moving to Texas, and they were like,
No.
"Oh no, why are you going to Texas?"
No, our face is just like we want to be happy for you and supportive, but quite honestly, no, we don't want to let you go. Like you're ours.
Keys if you want.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Around our way.
Yeah, as long as it's not that far.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is that we don't even talk on the phone on a daily. We don't see each other on a daily, but the friendship is strong. I want to ask, and this is a little bit more on the edgy side. Have we ever been mad at each other?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I don't
I
think
don't know. We haven't had a reason to
haven't had a reason. We have never had a reason because I feel like we're really good at talking things out. You know what I mean? Even though there's not even really much to talk about, we just get along.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we don't talk all the time.
Well, yeah.
Note to self.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk to your friend all the time. It might actually make it work.
Yes. And you know what? If you can pick up where you left off and still have fun and enjoy each other's company,
Which we do.
Yeah.
that's where the real
I
friendship
think we give each other enough space to be who we are because we have independent lives, right? We have a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility falls on each and every one of us. And in addition to that, we don't have these high expectations of like, oh my gosh, she better be here, or this is this, or this is that.
Oh, I can't believe she didn't come, or why hasn't she called me?
Even when we hang out and for some reason one is out, it's not a jealousy thing. It's more of like a fear of missing out kind of thing, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they didn't.
Without me.
Yeah, it's not even a thing. I think there is a very genuine kind of down to earth friendship and relationship and supportive relationship.
Because, maybe someone else would have been like, oh man, they're doing that without me. But no, on the contrary, it's been like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you guys. And that's where also the transparency between one another, you know, and women can be very catty in life, right?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
And so if you can be supportive to your friends, if you can really, truly, value the friendship and encourage and support what the others are doing, that also plays a big part in how that relationship turns out.
Yeah.
No, and I also want to add that we also when we make like life decisions, we go to each other.
Yes,
like God knows Jenny has counseled me in many things.
She's really good about that.
Yeah, she's
really good.
Jenn Kurz too, you know what I mean? So
yeah, we bounce around
we
sometimes.
bounce each other.
We talk a lot of shit between you and I, honestly. I don't even know if we get very far. So actually,
me and Jenn Kurz talk a lot of
we
shit.
get this far.
As you can see.
But, definitely bouncing off each other is a big deal,
And our personalities are super different.
Yes. Yes, they are. Like a lot.
Yeah, you would think that maybe we'd clash or something, but no, we kind of complement each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We kind of complement each other, which I feel like it works.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to say you're like fun and kind of like,
quirky.
Light and quirky and like, you give.
I'm the more immature one, just say it.
Yeah, she's the older one.
The older one is the more immature one.
So young though. No, and we love it. Everybody loves you for that.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, thanks.
We do.
No, damn it, Jenn. Way to make this negative.
Well, here comes our first fight. What you say? What you say?
Still get me started.
Don't make me. My head.
No, but so you have that, and we love that. We love your personality, and Gomez is very aesthetic and very like perfectionist
Detailed.
and very detailed. And sometimes we're like, Jenn, calm down. Like,
Yeah, Jen's the one that's like, let me fix your hair. This hair's up.
or let's take pictures. Let's take pictures for everything.
Yes.
I'm so not a picture person.
Me
I'm like,
neither. I
get ready,
forget.
guys, when we're Jenn, we gotta take pictures. We have pictures of each other because of her.
Yes.
Okay, not because of us.
Yeah.
Because of her, because she's really good at remembering
The
to take
memories.
pictures all the time.
Yes.
How to build up
Which
those
I think
memories.
is fabulous too. As much as I'm like, pictures.
I know.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really do. I want you to know that.
Yes, me
To
too,
look
'cause I
back.
suck at that.
To look back at even our social media alone, and being able to see all those moments captured and posted to, remember again, or for others to enjoy and be able to see that friendship, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So on my iPhone, there's a thing and it says Jenn. And it's you know how it does a movie?
Yeah.
And it's always like the three of us.
Yes.
It's so funny. There's a bunch of them. I'm like, oh my God, there we are. And sometimes they come up and I'm just like, I think I sent you guys one from like, I don't know how many years ago. Yeah. And I'm like, look at us.
Yeah, we look so good.
We look younger, thinner,
You know what? We still look good.
We still
look good. And in the pictures, we might have fluctuated in no, our faces look the same.
Yes.
It fluctuated.
She can't even say that with a straight face. It's like, we look the same.
Dude, the last podcast, Jenn was like, guys, all I have to do is just like a little
tuck or a little bit of something.
Tuck
a little
right
bit.
Here. She was like, look, guys, look at the difference. Mind you, she just lost a whole bunch of weight. You look exactly how you pointed out last time. You don't need to do that.
I need to do
if
that.
If you stretch your face, you're going to look like the Joker.
That's not, no, exactly.
Don't do that. Not anymore. No. You're good. You're good. But yeah, so Louis is laughing so hard because Louis. When we did that episode, Louis was like looking at the camera. He's like, I just don't see the difference.
It's there. Trust me. I see it. That's the whole point. You're not supposed to see the difference. It's supposed to be subtle.
Then why do it?
So I could look younger.
Nah, you look just fine.
Somebody told me I could always do the ponytail thing. So when you do the ponytail,
stretches back. Okay, yeah.
I'm like, is that why I look younger when I put my hair up?
A little.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. But yeah, we want to bring this friendship aspect to our relationships because we find that, as Jenn mentioned before, it's funny, I say as Jenn and as Jenn, so I'm a little like, whatever, it's Jenn, okay?
It's Jennified.
Yeah. There's so much that goes on in people's lives and people lose touch. And I will say that I have relationships where I've lost touch. Right. I have a lot of relationships.
I have to say I do too.
Where I've lost touch. And whether it's me or it's not me, honestly, I don't know if it's me, because I still feel like you can call me tomorrow and you need something and I'll be there. I have no hatred, no anything. I don't hold that. I think carrying that is very heavy.
Yeah.
It is.
But in understanding that happens and being able to even have this at the same time, then you realize, okay, well, maybe should I go back and try to reach out to these friendships, but then at the same time you do have that it's a two-party situation and the other party might not feel the same way, right?
And if we're going to be true and transparent here, I'm going to be honest. I feel like last year there was a wake-up call for me. Okay. And I went through a season where for so many years, I was the one reaching out. I was the one inviting the parties, the activities. And last year, I kind of just took a step back. Yeah. And I started saying, okay, well, maybe these 6 months, they didn't call me. Maybe, last year, they didn't call me. Not for a barbecue, not for a coffee, not for, hey, how are you doing? And I started really taking it personal. Yeah. And I started really, questioning myself and my friendships and the people who are around me. And are you really my friend? Because even though we're not going to be tit for tat, like you had said earlier, but the truth is that it is a two-way street. Yeah. And a friendship has to go both ways. And if, people can have situations in their life where, maybe right now they can't, but At some point, reach out. Hey, you haven't called me, or hey, how's it going? Even
or
for
hey, I'm in the corner of your house.
A coffee. It's not like you have to have a birthday party. It's not like you have to have an event at your house, or anything big. But just hey, let's get together for coffee. And I really felt like my friendships, were being reconsidered here. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And I had a year last year where I started saying, you know what? What's going on? And I don't know if it's COVID and I don't know if it's everybody just being on social media, but you see people on your stories, they look at your daily life, they look at your Instagram, they look everything, but they won't even respond or they won't say hi or they won't say, hey, let's get together. So where are the friendships? Yeah. And we're living in a life where I think we really need to come together and we need to reach out to one another. And if there's something that I really want to emphasize about, this relationships that we're all having within, business world or personal or church or whatever it is if you haven't seen a person, call them. Yeah. Text them. Just because you're seeing them on social media doesn't mean that they're seeing you or that they relationships, we have to engage with one another. God put us on this planet to engage and to have relationship. And if we're not interacting, we're not meant to be alone. And, you know, everybody's in this own little bubble. And, you know, sometimes you're like in like the, and I hate to say this, but bleep it out, but no fucks given lifestyle, you know, but
Don't beep anything out.
oh, okay. Well, listen, a lot of us are living like that. Okay. It's no, you know, it's just, you know, my world, my little people,
No,
my
and I
whatever,
feel
but
like-
no, we need to interact.
Yes, and I feel like quality time with one, like what you say, like social media, seeing people on social media is not enough.
No,
it's quality time. Like we had breakfast before coming.
Yes.
None of us were on our phones.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, maybe just to check something.
Every once in a
whatever.
while, but we understand.
But we're not on our phones, and I do see that a lot. I go to restaurants and I see families.
Yep.
Instead of interacting, they're on their phone, and we're human.
Yeah.
And God gave us a voice. We're able to communicate with one another, and I think that's really important. And I feel like friendship. I can't live without my friends. I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of acquaintances. But believe it or not, I always tell people I'm very blessed because I feel like I have a lot of friends. And I'm saying a friend that I can pick up the phone and be like, hey, I'm stranded in Fort Lauderdale at 2 a.m. and they're going to come pick me up. Like, I mean, I know there's Uber, guys. I get it. But I'm just saying, you know, those kind of friends, you know. And
sometimes you need that.
and
that
you need
support,
that, and,
not an Uber.
And there's times that you have a problem. God knows I've gone to Jenny many times with like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this, with that. And your friends will guide you without judging you.
Yes.
And I think that's really important because none of us here, we don't judge each other.
No.
You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, hey, shit happens. You know what I mean? That's life. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, especially I see it a lot in boys, not so much in girls, but I do see it a lot in boys that they don't have like those friendships.
Yeah.
And the bonds. Like when I was young, if I was in trouble, I wouldn't call my mom. I would call one of my friends. You know what I mean? And I see that, again, I see mostly in boys, not so much in girls. I feel girls are more social. But in boys, I do see it. I guess it's the video games, the computers, the phone, whatever. And they don't have like that bonding friendship. And I know guys are different than girls.
Yeah.
Women, we
It's funny, I
need
had
our
that
friendships
conversation.
because we need to talk shit and vent and all that stuff. Guys kind of like, oh, hard things, bad. Okay, hope it gets
So
better.
it's funny.
Yeah.
you
They don't
mentioned that.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I had that conversation with David this morning because I told him that I was going to be hanging out with you guys. He's like, oh, well, that's nice. I don't have friends like that.
Oh.
And I was like, because you don't look for it. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go have breakfast with your boy?
And David has
Like,
friends.
Yeah, he has
He
friends.
has friends.
But they don't have breakfast with their boys.
They don't
like,
hang,
just,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, they have a whiskey and a cigar.
Exactly. It has to be an evening thing.
Whatever floats your boat, that's fine.
You know, but it's
I mean, I'll do
it's
drinks
not,
too.
Yeah.
Let me
We know that.
all of it, all of the above. And, you know, and I was like, but and men just don't do that. You know, on a
Guys
regular.
did do that
They
back in
do.
the
They'll
day.
talk-
When,
they'll do
listen,
sports.
girls, let's
Yeah.
be real. Before there was the phones, before there was social
Yeah.
media, okay, people did hang out. Men got together for cigars and
Yes.
hung out and they spoke or they chilled together or they rode bikes or they fished together. But nowadays, nobody's reaching out.
All right, watching
It's like,
football.
even family occasions.
Yeah.
How many traditions are being broken? People aren't getting together for Thanksgiving.
true.
People aren't getting
That is
together
so
for
true.
Noche Buena and New Year's. Like,
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I've
so
been
even
feeling
the
that for years.
families
I'm
are
a holiday
being-
girl.
I'm a holiday girl
Holidays.
too.
I
but
love
it's-
holidays.
But don't you
But
ever
the
feel like,
families, if the family doesn't show up, it makes it so much. You
Right.
feel like, what is going on?
Right.
We're not together.
or you're the one who's
Or
always
there's no
putting up
light.
the house and the activities and the
Yeah, and
things.
it's
What
also
about-
happening with not only friendship, but you say within families.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my cousin, you know my cousin.
Yeah.
My cousin, she always hosts. She always hosts in her house because she has a big family. I never hosted because I always lived in the towns. But I would she always calls me, hey, are you coming for Thanksgiving? But I always go to my sister's for Thanksgiving. So Noche Buena, if I'm not with my mom, I go to her house. Now,
And you guys
now
share.
I told her, look, now I have a house. Now we can host at my house. So because it always falls on her. And
Right.
she has to do the cleanup, and I feel
Right.
bad. You know what I mean? But yes, for me, the holiday tradition is a big thing, and I have instilled that in my son.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't care. You're going to Noche Buena. You're going to Thanksgiving. You're going to a holiday. I don't know. Figure it out, but you're gonna be there.
See, I
But-
would do the holiday stuff, and after a certain period of time, family just stopped showing up,
Right.
and that to me was very hurtful.
It is hurtful.
It is.
yeah.
Because I grew up with my family, with these people, you know. So it's like, how is it that, you know, I invite all of you guys, you know, so that we can all come together, and you guys just want to host something independently, on your own. And I understand every once in a while, but aren't we family? Like, where do we, where did the essence of this relationship lose its value?
Right. And there's crazy because sometimes you have friends that become
More than
closer to you
yeah.
than your own family.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And well, they do say that you pick your friends,
But
right?
you can't pick your family.
You can't pick your family. But I do agree, I did a podcast with my husband, and he said, yes, that could be true, but blood is blood.
Yeah, blood is blood. Don't get me
people are
wrong. If I
always
could pick
seeking-
some, I'd knock some out. Boom.
But we have to bring that back.
Yeah.
And if there's anything in this podcast that we're bringing back is that relationship,
Yep.
Whether it's a family, whether we've been hurt in the past, you know what? Start reaching out today. If there's a friend in your life or a family member in your life that you have disconnected from, reach out to them. Make it a point where it's coming from you and not coming maybe from them because time has passed. Reach out. I want this year's New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving to be on a different level. COVID style is over. Social media style is over. Let's bring it back together to the families, to the traditions, and to the friendships.
And I feel like sometimes people get mad at friends or even family and they don't want to forgive. And I feel forgiveness is a big thing. And I've noticed this, that though families and even friends will get into a fight over something like stupid and then they won't talk for years. And all of a sudden the person's dying.
Yes.
And
that's when they want to show up.
And then that's when they want to show up. And it's like, okay, but you let all these years go by without talking over something, over spilled milk. And now the person's on its deathbed. And now you want to.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's just not worth it. Listen, social media is a very good platform to keep in touch with people because I will say, I know about my family because of social media, especially those that are away. Even my friends, just because we don't spend a lot of time together. But that reaching out. That reaching out to touch on that, like, hey, with you specifically, because you travel so much. We're like, damn, Jen, how was your trip? Listen, I got to tell you about Jen's life. Listen, they like to go hunting. They have the key situation. They'll go travel to a different country together as a family.
They have a family, a big family.
And it's a lot of them that show up to this trip. Okay. I don't know how you guys coordinate with so many people, and all these things. Her son, he just like mind blown. Okay. This is a little man.
He is like a little man.
And he, maybe because he has those relationships around him, his
dad is manly and his dad is raising a man.
Yes.
That I got to give Javi.
Amen.
Kudos to Javi.
Yes,
Blue.
100%. And her daughter too, super friendly, just very mature. And I think our kids also need this. I know that my kids, one thing that I hurt with is because I don't have my family show up anymore, my kids don't really know their extended family.
Right, they don't have that cousin situation. I used to love that. I love my cousins.
As many, like, okay, I had a lot of cousins because my mom's side had 6. They were 6 and they all had children. And my dad's side was 6 and my mom's side was 8. So I had a lot of cousins. But for my kids, unfortunately, I only have one brother that has children on one side, and their dad's side, biological dad's side, has only one sister with kids, so it's not a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of kids either. And even then, they spend a lot of time with my brother's kids, but not with
Kids.
with the others.
Yeah, I'm like Adrian's an only child.
That's better.
Right, I feel bad for him because he's an only child and I was not an only child. I had a brother and I had my cousins.
Well, now he has siblings.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. But they're already older, so they weren't raised together. But I make it a point always to go to he's closer to my cousin's kids because they're still here. But I have another cousin that lives in Winter Haven in Orlando. And when we all get together, I mean, they're cousins. They're not as close as I would love for them to be, like we were.
Yeah.
But
there's a relationship.
But there's something
is.
there. You know what I mean?
Again, and I praise God, for that family unity, but it also takes effort.
It does.
It takes effort for the cousins to get together, for the brothers and sisters who might not always see, eye to eye to come together. I know that my mom's greatest joy is to have her kids around. And even if I, don't like what my brother did or what my sister said or whatever, you know what?
Fight it out in person. Who cares?
And just sometimes by the time you
Or
get
just
together
let it
at
go.
Mother's Day or you know what? You don't even worry about it anymore. It's just enjoying the moment. And we were talking earlier during our breakfast time, about not having to be happy. Happy is this false narrative, that everybody thinks, it's about the joy and bringing that joy one way or another. And if it means coming together and having those moments where those kids can interact, that the day of tomorrow they could think, hey, you know what? I had that, Christmas, in the snow together because we were all together with all the cousins. But you got to make the events.
Yeah,
and
you got to make it happen.
Their own little world. No, think about what you're doing for Thanksgiving, and it's only September. Think of what you're doing for Christmas and make it an intentional moment to reach out to the family and say, hey, guys, what are we doing this year? Yes. Okay. I do that, Thanksgiving, hey, we're already thinking, are we going on a trip? Are we staying here? Are we doing it at your house? And another thing is like, hey, if it was at your house last year, let's do it at my house. And no matter how big or small, but you know what? Make the event. If it doesn't start from you, who are you expecting it to start from? If you really want and reach out, call, text, interact, and start creating an event. Our next thing is going to be our next Napa trip. Okay.
And if your kid doesn't want to go, like for instance, there were times when Adrian was younger. I don't want to go. I'd be like, get in the car.
Yes.
Like it wasn't a question. And I would force him.
Kids don't know what they want.
They don't know what they want.
There and they love it.
And then I would force him, and now
he has
he has a relationship with his cousins. When he goes over, he can actually interact with them. And they have their own little thing with my other cousin. And even though like my first cousins, they don't even live here. But still, when we get together, they're all together. Why? Because it was forced on them. Yeah. Because kids, they don't know what they want.
They don't know any better. But as parents, we need to be the ones to guide and direct them.
Even if they don't like it. I saw something about that. It was like your kids, they don't have to be happy with you all the time. Yeah. Okay.
No, in fact, if they don't like you, you're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I tell you what I did last year, girls?
What did you do?
No judgment. I got a basket at Noche Buena. People were on their phones. Family members were on their phones. I grabbed the basket. I walked around and I made everybody put their cell phone in the basket. And everybody was upset with me. Family members were upset with me because they weren't on their phone.
Wow.
During Noche Buena, I'm like, listen, this is interaction time. Talk to your cousin. Talk to your grandmother. Our grandmothers, the elderly.
Yes,
they're not lonely. They're feeling distraught because they don't have, the young people around to interact. Like I feel like sometimes
to give love.
No, and let me tell you,
their past.
You can get some good info from those elderlies. Yeah. Let me tell you.
But that's important.
Did it work out? After they got upset?
Everybody was having fun. I think we even played games and stuff like that. It was such a nice moment right after. But the fact that I had to go beyond and above to get a basket and make everybody put their cell phone in it. I mean, guys, come on now. But you know what? It worked. And that unity is so important amongst all of us.
Yeah. So we did game night on Thanksgiving last year. We go every year to South Carolina to my sister's house, and we always do an Airbnb. And then Marcel takes the kids. I take Adrian. We all go. We decided to play Monopoly.
Isn't that game? I've never played it.
Well, let me tell you, I don't suggest it. So we got into a huge fight because, of course, I kicked everybody's ass.
She's a realtor / investor over here. Investor.
And Michael got really mad because he felt his sister was selling me her property because I was like, come on, let me have your property. Because she was going against him. It turned in.
I have to play this.
Well, never. So we're not allowed to play Monopoly anymore.
No.
I have to play this. I bought it brand new because I've never played
one
it.
in my house.
And for the last entire year, I bought it last year. I have not played it yet. So I have to figure this out.
Well, I got one. I got a new one. And I put it in Michael's room because he was the one. He was so mad. He was still bitching about it the next day. So I got the Monopoly. I stuck it on his bed like, hey, let me know when you want to play again.
Of course, you're going to put more wood on that fire.
Listen, either Monopoly or Twister. You're either going to get all twisted up in there and have a great old time, or you know what? Just off the phones, period.
The one I used to play was Catchphrase.
Oh, I never played that one.
Yeah, a catchphrase is you have like two teams and they go against each other. The person who gets the word has to describe the word and they have to go really, really fast. And the thing is like a hot potato, so it kind of like buzzes in the process and then it goes, So it's a lot of fun.
It's funny. So one of my cousins, she's the one that lives in Winter Haven, and her sisters, they used to play board games a lot. So I remember every Christmas that we would go to her house on Christmas Day. We would always play board games. We would play all types of board games. Monopoly, Operation, Sorry. They always had Life. I remember Life. I used to love that one.
David, you tell David that we're going to a party and they're going to play board games. We're not going to that party.
Right.
He is not about the board games.
We're talking about
I'm like,
So nobody is about the board games.
Don't say it.
Nobody's about the board games until you start playing the board game, because then your competitiveness comes out. And let me tell you, Monopoly is a really long game.
That's another reason why we haven't played it, because he's like, we're never gonna finish this.
No, and it's funny. Everybody gets into a fight when they play Monopoly.
Oh
and
my
Marcel had
God.
said it when we started playing. He goes, "It's not gonna turn out good." I go, "Don't worry about it." And then forget it. Then when I kicked
Do
everybody's
we
ass,
really want to play this together?
it's good.
Make it our first fight.
But yeah, Monopoly. Think about it.
Yeah.
Start slow. Start off with Sorry or something.
When you're talking about these games, what's coming back to me is like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
No, we don't.
We just need to just do it.
Yeah.
Have fun. Enjoy the moment, and like everybody's living in everybody else's life, looking at social media, and they're not living their life.
Yeah.
And so when it comes
Or
to
living life
dinners,
with them.
That's a good one, Jen.
right? Like, and I tell that to my kids all the time. Like when we're having dinners, like during dinners as a realtor, like we don't stop, right? Like I'm on vacation and I'm in the middle of a mountain and I'm still working, like, I mean, that's just my life. But like I tell them, you don't have to put food on the table right now. So while you don't have to, you need to live your life, enjoy it, enjoy the moment that we have together, because at the end of the day, when everybody gets home, everybody goes to their rooms, everybody's on their phone, everybody's doing their thing. So if you're having a moment, enjoy the moment. Yeah. Get rid of the phones. I think it's like the devil, but quite honestly, it's just one of those things where it's distracting us and we're living in other people's lives. And if you look at your stories, you look at the same people over and over and over, looking at your stories, looking at what you're doing, looking at whatever. You're doing the same thing with them. You're looking at their stories. You're doing the same. But are you living your life?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie. On the weekends, I'm horrible with the phone. I guess since the phone is always in my hand during the week, that on the weekends, I stick it in my purse and whatever. And if somebody calls, I'll return their call later when I get the phone. But I guess as I'm just so sick of the phone from Monday through Friday that when the weekends come, I'm out to dinner, my phone, like during the week, my phone is on the table. On the weekends, my phone, you can't even see it. It's in the purse somewhere back there. I try to stay away from it.
I have blisters on my hand from holding my phone 24/7.
Well, our hands
Wait
are
till you
gonna
get
change.
my age, your wrist is going to start to hurt.
Yeah, carpal tunnel, the whole nine works, But the reality is our business requires us 24/7 to be responsive to that
All the time,
client. And
yeah.
that client can text
And
you
you
at 10
create
o'clock
the
at night.
habit.
Like, right. Or they can text you at 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I've been
Or while you're hunting.
or while you're hunting. Yeah. I mean, you've seen those
I've
pictures of
seen
me
the picture of
hunting and how
her.
he
She's in this little hunting thing, right? And she's like, I have to be very quiet because Harvey's gonna kill me.
Out of control. Out of control.
But
I want to thank you, Jen, for being here. These conversations are obviously meaningful, and I hope they're meaningful to you guys. And I really hope that it resonated with you and that you do take action upon this, that you do reach out to the people that you're seeing, that you love their lives, and that
How
you want
about
to be
this?
close
Let's
to.
challenge them. I challenge you to call somebody today or when you're watching this
Yeah.
that you haven't spoken to in a really long time and call them.
Yes.
Just to say, hi,
Connect with
how are you? Just thinking of you.
Yep.
Do it. That'll go a long way. Plus, you don't know what that person's going through.
Right.
That little hello might make their day.
absolutely.
Yes, it will.
And with no, what's that word?
Recourse.
No, with no intentions, like no
No.
other.
Yeah, no
other-
expectations.
No expectations, but at the same time, like without anything in return.
Just to hear from them.
Just to say, hey, I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
So just so you know, I have a friend of mine that she's actually in the real estate business. Okay. I've known her since I was 15. And I'm not going to lie, we don't really talk often. She texts me on my birthday, she texts me every year. Every year I text her on her birthday. Every now and then, if there's like an old song that reminds us of us, we'll like send it to each other. And I've known her since I was 15.
Oh, wow. Wow.
All
I might
and
call
with
her
the
later.
challenge, I want to put also, because I had to do this, and I'm going to tell you, again, just being true and transparent. I had to ask God to remove any ill feelings that I
Yes.
had
That's smart.
from, anybody who had hurt me, because it wasn't about me being mad. It was just about being hurt, that people moved on with their lives and yet they didn't reach out. But I had to ask God to just remove those ill feelings, make me whole and new again, and be able to reconciliate with either those same friendships, or ask God for new friendships too, because also God closes doors
On
you
purpose.
know, and maybe those people aren't meant to be in your life anymore.
Yes.
But the ones who are, ask God to guide you in making that challenge a reality and reaching out to those people in your life that you do want to have another relationship with and get that ignited once again.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for listening in. Remember to please subscribe And thank you again, Jenn. It's so nice to have you here.
Jenn.
We'll see you more in our podcast. And Jenn, always a great time to do this with you.
Oh, thank
I miss you every week. I know. I do love you guys.
Even though we did talk a lot today during breakfast, I don't like that talking beforehand.
But thank you so much, guys. Have a great day and see you next time.
Bye.